Oceans cover about 71% of the Earth's surface and contain 97% of the Earth's water. Much marine debris is suspended in gyres. The North Pacific subtropical gyre circulates clockwise in a slow spiral. Debris drifts around the ocean like jellyfish, moving wherever the wind and currents take it. Lost and discarded nets and debris lethally snare fish, seabirds, and marine mammals as they drift. Water everywhere, as well as trash, straining life out of the ocean like a sieve. Inhaling, ingesting billions of tons of debris-strewn water. We used to think of trash as out of sight, out of mind, but no longer. What goes around comes around. Research tows in the North Pacific have found plastic in the middle of the ocean. 20% to 40% of all marine debris originates on board vessels. Some of this debris is from commercial fishing vessels. On Bering Sea beaches, almost all the debris found originates from fishing vessels. Much of it is from foreign fleets. But U.S. fishermen also contribute to the problem.
Hey, grab that bag.
Fishing debris includes lost or discarded nets and lines, plastic bottles and bags, cigarette butts and lighters, gloves, buoys, floats, and strapping bands. The North Pacific is largely a healthy ecosystem that supports strong fisheries, but marine debris is a threat to you and your livelihood in 8 different ways. Debris is killing seabirds, mammals, and fish. Reduction in bird species, such as the short-tailed albatross or other species, can shut down fisheries altogether. Discarded fishing gear keeps fishing. Plastic trash looks like food to birds, but the results are disastrous. The plastic blocks their digestive system, resulting in starvation. More than 1 million seabirds die every year from plastic entanglement or ingestion. Much of this entanglement is caused by discarded fishing gear. It's estimated that worldwide, tens of thousands of marine mammals die each year due to marine debris ingestion or entanglement, including thousands of northern fur seals, an important component of the Bering Sea ecosystem and whose population has been in decline for years. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, their favorite food, and thousands die. The plastic bags Alaska fishermen discard could end up curtailing commercial fishermen's opportunities in Hawaii. And it's believed that thousands more whales, dolphins, and porpoises are killed each year by entanglement in fishing gear. The population of eastern North Pacific right whales is so small that only 200 are estimated to be alive. Imagine what would happen to your fishery if your fishing debris killed a Pacific right whale. Discarded fishing gear can also sink, destroying fish habitat. Plastic comprises 60 to 80% of all ocean debris and attracts toxins. Toxins in your resource can hurt your market. Sunlight, as well as wind and wave action, break plastic down into polymers of microscopic size. Small marine organisms ingest the microscopic polymers, which in turn block the intestinal tracts of larger prey that eat the small creatures. Fish accumulate toxins from smaller feed fish, and these toxins can show up in consumer tests. Generally, long-lived predator fish accumulate more toxins. Monofilament fishing line takes 600 years to break down into its basic polymer. A plastic bottle, 450 years, and plastic bags up to 20 years. Yet most of these plastics are less than 50 years old. The United Nations estimates there's an average of 46,000 pieces of plastic litter floating on every square mile of ocean. Plastic debris tends to attract toxins from the ocean, such as biocides, fire retardants, colorings, DDT and DDE, and plasticizers. Research has suggested these toxins attach to the debris, then move into the food chain.
Okay, break's over. Let's get to it.
Cigarette butts also pose a health hazard to animals that eat them. They are made of cellulose acetate polymers and also contain tar, nicotine, and other toxins. Cigarette butts have been found in the stomachs of fish, birds, whales, and other marine creatures that mistake them for food. They take 1 to 5 years to decompose. Batteries and other trash also release toxins into the ocean. A study on great shearwaters revealed that PCBs in the tissue of these seabirds were derived from ingested plastic debris. Fishing and subsistence families in Alaska eat a lot of seafood, birds, and game. Research has suggested that toxins from plastics can be passed along to humans through the food they eat. We think a lot about residue from pollution in farmed food. The same might be true for the wild seafood we eat.
Don't talk.
Plastics also carry invasive species. These species can endanger or totally wipe out the resource you depend on for commercial, recreational, or subsistence uses. Debris can foul propellers or gear. In a survey of fishermen in Oregon, 58% had experienced vessel problems due to plastic marine debris. The average repair was over $2,700. Lines and nets fouling a prop. Plastic sucked into an intake. If these things happen at an inopportune time and weather, you can find yourself in danger in a hurry.
68.
In 2005, collisions with floating and submerged objects caused 269 boating accidents, resulting in 15 fatalities, 116 injuries, and $2.9 million in property damage. No one wants to be looking behind themselves to prevent being caught throwing trash overboard.
Hey, don't throw that over the side. If I catch you doing that again, you're off the boat.
It's illegal to dump any plastic in any waters. The fines for this can be as much as $50,000 and up to 6 years in jail. Also, there are civil penalties of up to $25,000 for each day of violation. Vessels over 26 feet must display a placard stating the international limits of tossing debris overboard. Debris that washes up along public beaches has economic consequences, since the public perception is that your fishing is negatively impacting the environment. It's also ugly and dangerous to animals and people. Many of Alaska's 35,000 miles of shoreline are remote. This makes cleanup time-consuming and expensive. People and gear must be hauled to remote locations.
It's Titan nets made in Bainbridge, Washington. It hasn't been made in 15 years, so it tells you how old it is. How old that is? Yeah. An old pop-top can, beer can. Trawl net. It's made by a Japanese company, Taito Seiko. And then big tangle of crab line as well. So this is a typical what you find on the beaches and the lake of St. Paul Island.
debris is difficult to remove. Debris must then be hauled off-site. Debris then becomes a burden on the landfills of small nearby communities. Marine debris is costly to you as a taxpayer. The Marine Debris Research, Prevention, and Reduction Act of 2006 authorizes up to $60 million through fiscal year 2010 for marine debris cleanup programs, along with needed matching funds. Institute a zero-tolerance policy on board. Never discard fishing line, styrofoam, plastics, cigarette butts, or any other trash into the water. Buy products that use less packaging. Try to buy in bulk to reduce the amount of packaging you need to discard. Remove unneeded packaging from products before you take them onto your boat. Secure trash and gear before leaving anchor or harbor. If trash or gear does fall overboard, go back and get it, if it's safe to do so. Turn it into a man-overboard drill. If gear is lost over the side, mark it as a hazard to navigation and report it. Cut rather than remove whole strapping bands or plastic loops. If they do get away, they won't become nooses for wildlife. Take all discards and trash to shore. Keep plenty of garbage bags aboard. Discard full ones at the marina dumpster or in your home rubbish. Recycle whatever you can. Items like paper, plastic, glass, aluminum, cans, fishing gear, and fishing line. Don't just make an ocean trashing problem a landfill problem. If you live in a port without recycling, help start a program. Help pick trash from beaches during cleanups. Your help is valuable and demonstrates that your fishery is part of the solution. The Marine Conservation Alliance Foundation supports local efforts in Alaska with NOAA grants and private donations with an emphasis on derelict fishing gear. The MCA Foundation's efforts have resulted in the removal of hundreds of tons of debris from the Bering Sea to southeast Alaska. Report marine debris to the Marine Conservation Alliance Foundation at marinedebris@ak.net or on the website. Save your fishery for future generations. It's your choice, not theirs.